Brother.
Got you. All right, we're live. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Huddle. I know we've got some issues going on my end. Got trying to relocate the Coach Muddle studios down to Florida and whatnot. So, and nevadanick doing his own thing. So, his schedule. So I'm going to try and at least get on like once a month. It's not football season. This way, once football season comes in, we'll be go. So I have a special guest. I want Mike Johnson, the Marine. Mike the Marine. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, Coach. How's everything going?
Everything's great, man. Everything's great. So we got a lot to talk about. Lots has happened since the last time I was on the air, right after the draft, about a month ago. And now, and as you brought to my attention, the Dwayne Haskins autopsy revealed that, he was 0.2 over the limit in Florida when he got run over.
Yeah, I think if you read it, it said 0.2 to 0.24. So let's just say he had a few pops in him, I'm guessing.
Yeah, man. And some I wasn't too clear on the alcohol he was he also had a couple of drugs in him as well that were I wasn't too clear on. So with that, so but it's a shame, man. I thought the kid was kind of getting his act together and really I felt like, at least from the reports coming from Pittsburgh, that they were going to give him a legit shot at being the man with some pieces around him, so that's the scary thing that I thought really was going to make it makes it sad, I guess, is what I'm getting at,
So, I don't know if they would have drafted Kenny Pickett still, but even if they would have, you'd have think there would have been an open competition. But didn't you just feel when that story came out, Coach, that there was something more going on?
Yes.
Right? Without
absolutely.
Reserving the right to judgment until we had more news, but something just seemed off about that whole thing.
Right. It absolutely did, man. It just felt weird, and oh man, I feel bad for everyone involved, because that's really just a shame for how it all went down, So, but what can you do, man?
Well, start by not drinking and driving, I guess.
Yeah, that's and that's the thing that gets me with these guys is, you get, the league gives you a free driver. You call up the league and they give you a driver. A guy will come out and take you to and from wherever you're at or whatever you're doing.
It doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense, to me. It's you got a free ride. It better to get wasted and live to see another day than now we're talking about you passed away. And man, it's terrible,
And so now you're the lead on the Coach Muddle show.
There you go. That's what it is, man. You're the lead, man. You're the lead on the Coach Muddle show. It's horrible, because there's more. I think we should just get all the BS stuff out of the way. Because we had the Donaldson stuff, which I know came out over the weekend with that craziness, and myself being the Yankee fan that I am, and been listening to that all weekend. Two things kind of, I don't know, bother me a little bit about that is, Josh Donaldson has a reputation of being prickly. And I speak from a guy who's kind of experienced in being prickly. Not one of the teammates, and he's been around the block, a few teams, come out and say, oh, yeah, he's a racist, or he's this, he's that. He bust chops, may go overboard a little bit, and I'm one of those guys that do that. So I know kind of where he's coming from and what he's doing. But then you get Tony La Russa, who's, what has he got to be, 85 years old now? I mean, he's older than dirt. Starting a shitstorm when the guy involved didn't even say anything, that it was just inappropriate, or and because the term he actually originally used seemed like that's it's between us, makes it sound like you're boys, or something. So I don't know. It's just ridiculous that that's the lead stories today, is this stupidness of what we got to deal with in sports.
So I haven't seen a whole lot. Has any of his teammates come out to defend him other than the Yankees? I mean, he played a short time in Cleveland.
No one's defended him, but no one's come out that I listen to a lot of New York radio. No one's come out and really trashed him either, and look, if you said I am the next Jackie Robinson and no one knew your name, at least I didn't know your name, I'm sure the people in Chicago knew who he was, but
he's a good ball player.
Yeah, but you know what? He's not, Reggie Jackson. Everybody knew who Reggie Jackson was. You know what I'm saying? There's guys that came before you that are easily could have said, "Hey, I'm taking the torch from there," but you took it upon yourself and did that. I gotta believe you're gonna get ribbed by everybody about it, regardless. And it just happened to be Donaldson, who is a guy that likes to bust chops.
Well, especially in today's world, there's nobody that's going to have to go through what Jackie Robinson went through. So I don't even understand how that name belongs in that guy's mouth.
Right. If Jackie Robinson's the reason you're making $10 million a year, or whatever ridiculous amount of money it is that you are making, he's the guy that opened the door and allowed that for you to do. So, I don't know, kind of a little bit of
we're all getting soft. That's what happens.
Yeah, I agree. It's what it is, man. Cotton. That's what we're passing out these days.
Candy. Don't go there now. Where's Billy? We need him to defend you.
Yeah. Oh man, but listen, let's
things can get misconstrued though in the world today. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right.
That easy, just like that.
And for me, I want to get to what my favorite topic. Let's get into my wheelhouse. But I think before that, I should also mention, before we get off the baseball point, Yankees are still the best team in baseball right now.
Your record says you are what you are.
The record says that we are the best team in baseball. We are. And listen, I was on here and I bitched and complained about the lack of, signings and moves that the Yankees made. And yes, I am excited because you know what? We're the end of May and we have the best record in baseball. But, come October, you still got to play in October. You're not getting a trophy at the end of May for being the best team in baseball.
Yeah, right. Ask the Phoenix Suns how that worked out.
Yeah, exactly. So
do you think the pitching's going to hold up, though? That's the question, right, Coach? I don't think they're short on offense.
No, and now Green is going to have Tommy John. He's done for the year. A big part of that, gap guy, the new, I call them gap guys, those middle reliever guys that kind of get you to the closer. And, and Chapman all of a sudden is got all kinds of issues too.
Yardbird. He's Yardbird guy now.
Man, so really it does. It kind of scares me a little bit, it kind of worries me, and of course Garrett Cole, we're paying him all this money, and he choked when we needed him at the end last year. So we'll see. Yes, I enjoyed going to Baltimore and taking 3 or 4 from you guys. It was, it was good, man.
That's been happening to Baltimore for decades, though.
So yeah, I know, man. Look, your owner needs to spend some money, man. And they showed a stat that they've got all these young guys, and they really don't. Their guys have been around, these older guys that have kind of been in the minors, and they're kind of forced to be on the roster because they don't have to pay veteran guys, but they're still paying these guys, but they're 27, 28, 29-year-old guys that have really been around for a while, just haven't been up in the majors. So the Orioles are playing with a G League team, basically,
But you got a beautiful stadium, though. We'll give you that.
Yeah, there you go. And I go over to Purdue Stadium and watch their A team play A ball. At least watch those guys. I feel like, hey, I'm watching a major league team because all those guys will be in the majors at some point, just not with Baltimore.
Well, I can't say anything. My Indians, every time somebody's due for a contract, they usually are getting rid of them. So
wait, don't they have a different name now? They're not the Indians because they had to change it because you're being offensive.
I mean, unless you're making me, we do not reference them as the Guardians.
Good, because I don't reference it either.
No.
Same thing.
First year, it took us till about 2 days before the home opener to sell it out. I mean, they've lost their fan base with that change.
Man, terrible. And it's funny because I was when the Yankees played them not too long ago, the Cleveland announcer kept calling them the Indians. I could see the Yankee announcer doing that, but
I was looking at their going into the computer today to look at their schedule and just automatically typed Indians. It doesn't register. No.
Right. And I'm sure the Redskin fans same way. I mean, they went a year without a name, so I mean, it's kind of, but we'll see how that all plays out with that as we get into. And by the way, a quick touch on hockey. My Rangers making a comeback, and bringing it. Oh, wait, let me hold on a second, everyone. Let's bring in. What's up, Billy? How you doing, man?
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Is he on a space shuttle or something?
Yeah, I know. What are you in? Deep Space Nine?
I'm in my basement, guys. Live from the basement.
The man cave. Getting the man cave.
Got a space blanket in case it gets cold down there.
He's not in his mama's basement. He's in his own basement. That's the difference.
Oh man! All right, how you doing, Billy?
Good man. Ready to talk some. I guess you guys talk about some hockey and some baseball.
Well,
man.
we're getting into because where we want to get to, and because I know once we get to that football talk, there's no going back to anything else. So I'm trying to kind of cover the bases beforehand because I'm really want to try to get into where I want to go, and that is football for us,
Right.
So,
right.
And there's a lot going on. I mean, we touched on the Dwayne Haskins, a little bit, and with that,
Phillies, baby, let's go.
Okay, good job. Yeah. All right, great.
Hey, we're going in the right direction. I don't know why you're saying it like that. I mean,
Okay, whatever direction that may be, you got it.
We're going in a positive direction.
Okay.
You Yanks like to hold on to the past. We know that. You
guys, well, we are the best team in baseball right now. So I mean, You know,
To,
we are.
to every Yankee fan in America. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Yanks.
You know, and you know, got the Rangers playing some good hockey right now. You know, coming clawing back. You know, get ready to tie the series up tomorrow night. Back in the garden, baby. So we got it's positive vibes going on in New York, man. It was good. So we're excited, man. I'm excited.
Until football season starts.
Until football, I got something to get me going. That's right. And listen. You know, I'm really excited. You know, I like the positive things the Giants have done to really get me excited and really looking forward to seeing what comes on the field, that product. So we'll see.
Dan, you don't truly believe what you just said. You don't truly believe that.
Look, listen, I did not say we're going to the Super Bowl or anything. We're going to have some growing pains, but I mean, it's positive stuff going on. We went and filled some major needs. We didn't just go out and get a guy and say, hey, we're going to give him a gold jacket today because we drafted him number 3, like the last general manager. We went out and got some needs filled. And I'm excited that Wink Martindale, one of the best defensive coordinators in the league, is now on my team, calling the defense. I can't wait.
As you let Bradbury go.
It was a cost-cutting measure. Cost-cutting. And yes, I know that the Eagles paid less than what it cost the Giants to cut him.
Yes, I had to say it. Good God.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, just it's fine with your Phillies. It's fine. But
30 seconds after you said you didn't want to go down the football hole, we're there already.
We're there. I know. We're there. I can't help it, man.
Can't help it, man. Look at his hat.
Coach, the good thing is football season hasn't started and they're still in first place. You're doing okay so far.
Damn right, man. Damn right.
They're all tied.
Hey, Mike, in NFL for the Giants, you know what that stands for? Not for long, baby.
No Jerry Glanville statement, huh?
That's
not for long in this league. You
not
keep making
for
those
long,
calls, Coach.
baby. Oh my
well,
goodness.
now you know. Well, let's go. We've gone down the rabbit hole. You know, Billy, you were late. Our guest, Mike. Let's go to Cleveland because there is kind of the typical Cleveland thing. When you just think that Cleveland has turned that corner, they go and do something typical Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. You know, I mean, it's just typical Cleveland thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, what? Can they do any worse? Ask that question.
What were they going to be before they got them? Yes, did we sold ourselves to the devil? But listening to Andrew Berry and them speak, they did their due diligence. It makes us believe that they know something we don't, whatever that is. That I guess his attorney, I think his name's Rusty Harden, today they had a press conference and released a bunch of information that was unknown. I've yet to hear it, so I don't want to speak on it, but people are already starting to scratch their heads going, whoa, hey, hold on here. There's more to this story. So we'll see how everything shakes out. But they structured his deal for $1 million in the first year, anticipating he wasn't going to be playing, right?
Right, but I'm just going to go and throw this at you. Trevor Bauer on the baseball side got suspended for 2 years. Now I know totally different, totally kind of, but in the same kind of realm, I would say, involving women, you know, and I know, you know, claimed it was consensual, whatever it was.
Right.
But baseball set a precedent of suspending a guy for 2 years. So if you're Cleveland, don't you worry about, oh, well, the NFL might follow suit and go 2 years. Then what? Now you have a quarterback that hasn't played in 3 years, and you've paid a truckload of money to sit on the couch.
So then you've done what you typically done. They typically sold their soul to the devil twice. They typically have. I mean, look what happened when they got a prima donna diva and Baker Mayfield, and they signed your boy. And then look what happened. Left with nothing. So it's going to be much of the same. I mean,
You got a ring though.
Got a ring. Okay. He
Look,
limped
he was having a good
to
game
the
until
finish line.
his knee fell out.
He limped to the finish line. He literally limped to the finish line.
All right.
Did he catch this? Go ahead, Mike.
Just to say, in Cleveland, he was horrible.
Yes.
In LA, he was average. And the difference between Odell being horrible and average was Baker Mayfield and Matt Stafford.
Literally.
That's it.
Matt, no knees, Stafford, to be exact.
You're right. I always said that because look, he got Eli at the end of Eli's career, towards the end, and then he goes to Cleveland and gets Baker, and then he gets Matt Stafford, who probably the best out of the 3 quarterbacks, when Odell is on the roster, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that Matthew Stafford is better than Eli by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying when Odell was on the roster of those 3 teams, Matt Stafford was the best quarterback.
Odell was a product of his team. I mean, look at who he had around him. Van Jefferson, let's see, Cooper in the end zone cup
guy, he's not so bad.
You're right. Right, because he wasn't right. The defense had to couldn't just target him where he could have. But in Cleveland, they had weapons there too. Now, right? They had Landry, and they had what's his name, the tight end.
Okay, Landry. I'll give you.
And
Landry.
they had a really above average running game too in Cleveland.
That we use ineffectively because we don't know how to call plays.
I was going to say, wait a minute. They didn't have anyone to throw it to the guys you named. I mean, was he the most?
Billy, again, yes, that's what I'm saying. Again, when he was on a roster of the 3 teams he was on, the Rams were the best team, had the best quarterback because Eli was done and Baker is Baker.
Well,
Go ahead, Bill.
I was going to say, and also let's not forget. I mean, the guy was on the team. You could put an average receiver on that team and make him look that well. I mean, the defense was amazing, lights out. Focal point wasn't just on him. I mean, he had multiple weapons on that team to distribute the ball around. So, again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Odell's future, especially now with this knee injury. I wouldn't be surprised if, in fact, he's floating out there after a couple weeks. I wouldn't be shocked.
Look, he's not scheduled to come back until November. He's a free agent. He will go to Green Bay and put them over the hump on their playoff push.
We'll see.
And Green Bay will sign him to whatever the minimum deal is that they can. And he will be playing for the Green Bay Packers come November.
That wouldn't surprise me a bit because they.
All right. What are we? May 23rd. Coach Muddle said it right here. OBJ, Green Bay in November.
6:24 p.m. All right. Let's see if it comes to fruition. Let's see. We'll see.
It's in that glass you're drinking, though, Coach, just in case. So we.
That's I learned this a long time ago. That's why you drink clear liquid.
Vodka, gin. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Anthony's right too, though. Getting rid of Hollywood Brown down there in Baltimore, they're going to need help for Lamar too.
No, they're not.
Huh?
No,
Do you
they're
think
not.
they're just going to throw it to Mark Andrews all the time?
Well, because they are the wing T of the NFL. They're not going to, they've said we're going to run the football, and they're going to just run the football. They are. That's why they got rid of, they're going to go with the pedestrian wide receiver guys, and they're going to run the football.
With what run game?
Well, you have the quarterback, and you're going to run with him, and
That's
you're going to run with the running back committee that you have behind him.
Everybody has game plan for that. That is not going to work. The days of the scramble left, scramble right, chunk the ball up. Watch, it's coming to a very abrupt end.
And maybe Greg Roman will be looking for a job after this season. But they went all in by saying we're getting rid of our best receiver, and we're going all in. We didn't draft a receiver to replace him. We went all in on we're running the football. Offensive linemen, we're running the football. That's what they're doing. They are the wing T of the NFL. Not
to mention they filled a big hole on defense.
They did.
They wanted the holistic look. So I don't think it's that they're not gonna get someone to replace them. They're gonna do what the Eagles did. Pretty much.
What, just keep trotting out guys that worked at Wawa during the offseason and then play receiver?
I mean, if you're talking about A.J. Brown working at Wawa when he was, what,
no,
I don't know, 16,
no, I'm saying
like that.
The previous receiving core that you had like the last 3 or 4 years are a bunch of guys that kind of came off the street working at Wawa and playing receiver.
Next. We don't care about the past. We got next. We got right now. So right now, we got a nice receiving core, and for the NFC East guys out there, I'm sorry, man. Halloween's coming a little early because it's spooky in Philadelphia. Ooh. Ooh.
Hey, HR, Billy. Look, Billy. Ooh. HR called. You're gonna have to go supply a urine sample tomorrow morning, and I'm telling you.
What for? I mean, am I wrong? I mean, you guys should definitely be scared because
he's excited about the Giants telling you need a drug test.
Exactly. Who do you guys have to cover any of our receivers?
Wait a second. Can we back up a second, Mike? I understand that my team, which we don't have a quarterback and we don't really have a very good running back, we are not a playoff team. We are in a complete rebuild, and we got some really great pieces that can start speeding up the rebuild process. Okay? So that's what I'm excited about. Why they're talking like they're going to be they're having another parade down Broad Street come February.
Whoa.
I mean,
I didn't say we're going to have a parade, but I tell you what, we're right in the thing. We competed with less. We competed with a lot less last year. Let me say that one more time in case you didn't hear it, because I know that drinking your cups got you all confuddled and befuddled. But again, we competed last year with less.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I agree with him. A.J. Brown's a stud. That's going to help Jalen Hurts immensely.
I listen, and who's been on this show talking these Eagle fans off the ledge on Jalen Hurts? It's been me, okay? It's been me, all right? Anthony, I mean, there's only one guy. It's Kenny Golladay, and I mean, and hopefully we can get a guy that can throw the football to him and he can catch the football. But, I mean, we don't have a top guy. I mean, we don't have a top receiver, so.
Galladay was their number one last year on my fantasy team. I had to cut him.
He didn't catch a touchdown all year.
He didn't catch a cold.
He couldn't catch COVID. I mean,
no, he really couldn't. Sitting in the ER with no mask on, taking deep breaths 4 times. Couldn't catch it. I mean, he's big for nothing. Sorry.
But and the Giants really the big question mark, tight end. They didn't really, they picked up Seals from Washington. So I don't know. We'll see, because I felt like their second round pick, the kid from Kentucky, the receiver, we already have that guy on our roster. So I don't know what they're going to do with those guys. So that's still some question marks. We'll see what happens. You know,
You got some question marks, but I mean, Bradbury hurt you guys tremendously because the drop off's like, oof, the drop off after him is kind of steep. I mean, it's not super steep, but it's kind of steep.
Yes,
so,
but we got the other guy. The guy on the other side we got was the Pro Bowler from Carolina, and why is his name slipped me? He's not bad. So I mean,
yeah, he's serviceable, but I'm saying after him and after that, it's.
But guess what, Billy? Here's the thing:
drop off, man.
We now have a guy to get to the quarterback, so now you don't have to get that top tier corner because you have a guy that can get to the quarterback in under 10 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
I will give you that. You guys really shocked me by solidifying your front with a pass rusher. I was pleasantly surprised by that. I'm not going to lie to you, even though you guys are the rival. I'll put it in quotes. You guys surprised me with that, and I was very shocked. And I mean, yeah, you get a guy that's serviceable back there, in your secondary, you guys will be okay. Like I said, you guys are a quarterback, about two more. No, I won't say two, about one more lineman piece and a serviceable running back away. Because call me crazy, I think that he's a decent running back. I think if he had the line some of the top tier teams had and didn't have the injuries, I think he'd be one of the greater backs in the league, to be honest with you. I mean, Saquon's he's strong. I mean, a healthy Saquon is one of the quicker, faster guys out there. He's got that injury bug, unfortunately. I mean, he played with big time injuries, so I mean, I'll take him in Philly.
Okay, because he will do it on another team because he's not going to be doing it on the Giants because we're not paying him. And I'm not just – it didn't matter. The Giants just don't pay running backs ever. So we weren't paying him anyway. So –
well, in all fairness, it's tough to play in New York. I mean, I always say New York and Philadelphia are two of the toughest cities to play for. I mean, New York, and my fellow Eagles fans, forgive me, New York being number one, it's very difficult to play in New York, and Philly being number two because they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. I mean, you have a bad season, they're calling for your head automatically. I mean, look at what happened to Wentz. I mean, I wasn't sold on him from the word go, but when you put the statue of his backup in the stadium, I mean, you got to walk by and see that every day. Dear God, psychologically.
And by the way, did you see who the Colts just signed?
I didn't see that. Who
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles just signed a 2-year deal.
Smart group.
Go figure.
Smart group. I mean, he is a serviceable quarterback that can get you those wins. And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, without Wentz, you guys wouldn't even have made it to the playoffs." I'm like, you can't say that because the guy made some magical runs. The guy made some magical runs, for crying out loud. He threw a touchdown and caught a touchdown in the same game. Greatest quarterback of all time can't do it. Just saying, can he?
Okay.
The GOAT, Brady. I mean, he couldn't do it.
Okay.
So
but he got hot, that run that they had there. But he did that under Chip Kelly with the Eagles that year. He went like 13-2. It was like he caught these magic trains and they couldn't.
Mike, thank you. You're probably one of the only few that remembers that. Everybody's like, "Oh, what did he do before that?" I'm like,
he won me my fantasy championship that year. That's what he did.
But now, if I am correct, he was I can't even say it. The stat leader for that season under Chip Kelly. He has like some Eagles franchise record for completions or completion percentage, something like. I know it's a record that season.
That season and that Super Bowl run made his entire career because he did nothing outside of that.
And it got him paid after that because Jacksonville gave him a ton of money, and so he's still banking on that. And then he's got because Jacksonville paid most of that to send him to Chicago.
Jacksonville's insane anyway.
And then and now he's making some money off Indianapolis, man. Perfect.
So, Mike, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you, as an organization, not go with Aiden Hutchinson? I got to understand this. Like, somebody's got to make me understand this.
Are you talking about Cleveland, or what do you mean by that, Billy?
Yeah,
no, so Jacksonville, because Jacksonville had his, Why wouldn't they pick him up first?
They got to get Trevor Lawrence help.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got to.
That's it. You got to get your quarterback help. I mean, Joe Burrow got lucky and survived before they could get him help. So you don't want to ruin your quarterback.
I mean,
absolutely, I agree with that 100%, man. And I'm just glad that they decided that Evan Neal wasn't that guy, because I personally thought Evan Neal was the top tackle coming out in the draft, and the Giants were lucky enough to get him.
Yeah. I said that. I said, boy, if y'all could swing one of them tackles, boy, it might get a little scary. And then Bradbury.
What's up, Sammy Moore? What's up, Coach?
Coach Moore, congratulations, buddy.
Coach Moore, congratulations. We'll have you on, Sammy. We could talk a little local high school football. Here is Sammy Moore going to be named on the staff here locally. So congratulations to him getting going.
So I'm looking at Jacksonville's draft, and they didn't take anybody to help Lawrence. They did go D-end, Trayvon Walker. I said this in one of your previous, we were talking about Aiden Hutchinson, and I said he reminds me of Paul Kruger. Yeah, he dominated somehow in Michigan, but he's going to go to the NFL, and he'll be a 6 to 8 sack kind of guy. He'll have a season where he gets paid because he does something, but he'll be average the rest of the time. That's just my take. I could be totally wrong.
I like his and I'm not saying this because I'm a Michigan guy. I like his motor. I mean, they're obviously going to get him in a weight program, get him bigger, faster, stronger. So you combine that with his motor. I mean, he's going to be special. Now, is he going to be a LT type of performance guy? Absolutely not. You'd be insane to say that. But, I mean, I think he's going to make a major impact for the Lions. And let's be honest, the guy's going to put butts in the seats, and that's what it's all about in the NFL. So at the end of the day, it is a business, and they were smart to get the hometown kid, the hometown hero. It's a great story narrative. Bam, you got every mom, kid, and dad in the stands. So I mean, that was smart on their part. But Jacksonville, I mean, hopefully this kid can be what they need, but like you said, no help for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I guess they figured they could get something in free agency but I mean, I was shocked that the Eagles got who we got. I'm be honest with you.
Wait, time out, Sammy, bro. You drafted a guy who had a 3rd round grade in the 1st round. The kid wasn't even home to answer the phone because he didn't think he was getting drafted on the first night.
Here we
go.
We
talked about this before we went live anyhow. They got enough problems. They're going to be looking for a new owner here in a year or two. So
yeah, absolutely, man.
Running backs are worse of their problem.
I do like Jahan from Penn State, though, Sammy. He does have good hands.
But he wasn't a first round. He wasn't a first round guy.
No, I was just saying he's not the answer. I mean, they got a decent receiver. They got a good receiver. So I mean, I told him the problem for the Redskins is going to be this. Okay, you have a owner. Much like Jerry Jones. You have a owner that cannot get out of his own way.
Yeah, but I think the league is going to get him out of the way now, because when you start taking out of other people's pockets and skimming off the revenue,
I've seen crazy things happen.
His days are numbered in Washington.
Let me tell you something. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I see crazier things happen. I'm trying to tell you. Don't be surprised if he's in there for this year, for at least another 2 years. Don't be surprised, because he ain't going to give it up just easy. He ain't going to say, all right, you got me, hands up, I'm leaving. He's not going to do that. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, but
You
now the
know,
rest of us, if we did that in our work of employment or anywhere else, we'd be in jail.
Right.
yeah. Oh
Right.
yeah. Oh, the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, they'd be all called on me for sure. Billy Cummings. Billy, I'm sorry. I can't. The Commanders sound so. I can't do it. They're gonna be forever known as the Redskins to me. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds weird calling them the Commanders. Like,
Yeah. The damn commies.
couldn't come up with a better name. Like, they should have paid that money and been the Red Tails. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, they had 2 years to figure it out, and that was what they came up with.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh boy. Well,
Right.
well, their biggest problem, like I said, their owner, number one. Number two, I'm sorry, Wentz is made of glass, and he's going to be
Yeah,
wrapped
but
up in
wait a
hobbling.
second. They drafted one of them quarterbacks that should have been drafted in the first round, later on.
And you think he's going to get it done?
No, but I think it's a good opportunity for him because Wentz is made of glass. That's what I'm saying. Sammy, listen, bro. I'm sure your coaching position, they are going to ask you to take a drug test, man. So please back off a little bit, bro. Come on.
Like a good neighbor, I guess Sammy's there with the comic relief. Like a good neighbor. Sammy, you're a wonderful agent, I am sure, but man, oh man, you making some wild there. Goodness, I love the confidence. Don't get me
Well,
wrong.
look,
You
they're
know,
2 years removed from almost beating Tampa in the playoffs with Tyler Heineke or whatever his name was.
oh, Heine wipes, I call them. Oh,
So
Heine wipes.
And the Cowboys lost what? Their offensive line is nowhere near as strong as it was.
No.
Losing Lyle Collins, and so who knows? That division has always been, let's see who gets to 500 and wins it.
Yeah.
Sammy, we will all be remembering it. It'll be week 18, by the way.
Yes, sir. We got to have Sammy all on week 18. Come hell or high water, please.
Hey, I got my first fan club here. Sammy's in the mic
Give
camp.
him the raise.
Yeah, it'll be
Oh, my
that
God,
money. That
Sam.
money we saved with State Farm.
Yeah. Discount? A discount double check, boy, let me tell you. But Sam, it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out this year. But I'm glad to see there's one thing from Redskins Nation. Finally, a fan with hope. Because for so long they've looked so sad. Like it's been terrible. It has looked like someone has stolen their puppy right out from underneath them, and they've looked so sad. But now, here comes Sammy, all pounding and beating his chest. So we'll see, sir. We will see. But
Yeah.
boy,
And listen, Sammy, I just want to give you a little bit of coaching advice. Okay, make sure when you're on the whiteboard, 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense. Okay, the rule hasn't changed. It's 11. So I just want you to make sure of that. Now, Mike, let me ask you. Let me get back to Cleveland because I want to know what your opinion. What is going to be the quarterback situation with Cleveland? Where are they going to go with? Because I don't even know who
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, is that who they've had? He's on the roster.
Yeah, we picked him up. We've got 4 guys on our actually I think 5 quarterbacks on the roster right now, but Brissett's in line to be the backup. So if and when Watson's suspended, he's serviceable with our roster, potentially keep us in the hunt for the playoffs.
Okay, and he's more, and I feel like he is more of a Watson type quarterback than Baker is anyway. With the being able to run, roll out, run and throw. Yes, making some plays with his feet.
Well, and he's sturdier than Baker. He's not a small quarterback. Jacoby Brissett's a pretty healthy boy. You know what I mean? He's not a small guy, so hopefully if he gets hit, he's not going to crumble like a house of cards.
Oh man, Sammy, look, bro. Off air is inside joke between Coach Billy and myself, and I'll fill you in on it after. Man.
Sammy,
so don't get mad, bro. Don't get mad. It's
Sammy, your
good,
football
man.
resume does speak volumes.
Yes, it does, man.
You were a special
does.
player when we coached you, and you were fun and exciting to see at Delaware Valley. So, yes, it does. You are absolutely right about that.
You're right, man, and I'm sure you're gonna be awesome. So
I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, man. So yes, and the Browns have until June to. They can cut. I don't think they have to pay Baker at all, right? They can just cut him. There's no money involved, right, for Baker?
No, he's got $18 million guaranteed on his contract.
Oh, okay.
That's why they've been holding on to him.
Okay.
They're gonna try to. What they're gonna probably do, and it's sad to say, usually teams in this situation try to use him as trade bait to a team that's worse off and needs a somewhat of a professional quarterback. But in this case, you look at it, who's worse than they are? Who's worse off? I don't see anybody. I mean,
we're at Vegas trying to pull the handle for 777s and hope somebody in their 3 preseason plays that they get pulls an ACL or something. That's what we're hoping for.
That's all you can. Kind of like how, remember, the Eagles got lucky with Sam Bradford because when Teddy Bridgewater went down in the preseason, they were able to, steal 2 draft picks from the Vikings.
Mm-hmm. Now the strangest thing that happened in the draft, and I'm glad I got on because I didn't get to talk about it last time. Benjamin, I forget his last name, who Carolina picked over Devontae Adams. That's almost bad.
Oh yeah, because the Giants had him in camp last year, and they cut him. They brought him into camp, and I think he was there for a day and got all mad because he was gonna blew up like a balloon. Was gonna try and play tight end. God, I know you're talking about because he was in Giant camp.
I mean, it's just that's about as bad. I mean, actually, that's worse. That's worse than regular over DK. I mean, that's worse, honestly, in my opinion.
Thank you, Sammy. Kelvin Benjamin.
Sorry,
Thank you. Yes.
Kelvin Benjamin over Adams? What was he thinking?
I
mean, I don't. I mean, I know we always have the saying, maybe they.
Well, people are saying that about Howie. People are saying that about Howie. Because really, was it Ray? Who was it that you picked over when DK Metcalf was still there? There you go.
But that's worse. That is worse. I mean, at least the guy was fast. I mean, this guy is just. That's the type of. Now, I'm glad you said that. That's the type of receiver I thought that the Eagles were going to pick up. I promise you. That is the type of instead of A.J. Brown. I thought we were going to get somebody like him. I mean, we already did something crazy. We moved J.J. to freaking tight end. And I mean, he couldn't catch a cold. He couldn't catch COVID in the ER next to a COVID patient while kissing him in the mouth.
And
terrible.
Anthony, to answer your question, buddy, no, I am not trading for Baker. Because I have Tyrod Taylor is the backup. I am comfortable with Tyrod Taylor as the backup.
Billy, oh, my God.
Billy, we are not a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl. We are rebuilding. Why give up assets for somebody who's not part of our rebuild? Baker Mayfield is not part of anybody's rebuild or playoff plans. Now, granted, he did take Cleveland to a playoff. Right. But you know what Tyrod is? He's a veteran leader who was going to play 5 or 6 games and keep the locker room intact in the rebuild till we bring in and draft a kid. The kid from Miami next year will be on the Giants. Okay.
Oh, boy.
I saw all I needed to see from Tyrod Taylor when he went down to play Miami in a playoff game and lost like 6-3. And I'm like, man, this guy can't even get the ball in the end zone.
Are you
Playoff
kidding
game.
me? This guy says, Sammy, now you need to comment on this. Tyrod Taylor? No wonder you were getting beaten Madden. Good God.
Again.
Tyrod Taylor, he says.
Again. Okay. Again, I'm going to repeat. The Giants are rebuilding. Okay. And we
According
have
to Sammy, they have for 10 years now.
You're right. You're right. But you know what? Washington has been rebuilding older than you are, Sammy.
If that's your definition of rebuilding by taking a stick of lit dynamite and putting it under the foundation and watching it go boom, don't rebuild my house, please. No, I'll be okay.
Look,
Good.
We're not. But wait a second. You guys are making it look like the Giants are a quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl. They're not. They're not. Daniel Jones is not lasting the season. Tyrod Taylor is going to wind up playing 5 or 6 games for us. And he is going to be better than the backup we had last year.
But would you start him over Daniel Jones?
No, I'm giving Daniel Jones as much rope to hang himself. I didn't say that. I'm not. Daniel Jones he's a young guy, could still throw the football. I don't think he's the Giants guy. So
I'm going to pause this. I'm going to rewind and I'm going to play it back again. Pause. You said, and I quote, this is what you said. We are in a rebuilding phase. Typically, when you're in a rebuilding, whoa. Typically, when you are in a rebuilding phase and relying on a quarterback, you are labeling him as the cornerstone of your offense. But you wouldn't start him over Daniel Jones. You just contradicted yourself there, sir.
No, I did not say that. You didn't. You were not paying attention.
You did.
You were not paying attention.
I think what he said, Billy, was he'd start him over Baker Mayfield.
Thank you.
Even that. I don't. Nah.
Thank you.
Not even that. Nah. If you're not going to start him over,
what's up, Jared? How you doing?
If you're not going to start him over Daniel Jones, so you really going to start him over Baker? Come on. I mean, Baker's terrible, but
listen,
really,
again, Tyrod Taylor was in Buffalo. He has knowledge of what Dable's trying to do. Okay, so he's there for veteran leadership, and that's it. What's the matter, Billy? You got mad? You had to take yourself off? You having too much of a temper tantrum?
No.
Come on.
He's on his way to your house with the drug test.
Oh, no. I don't know what happened.
Billy, your camera went. I don't know, but your name's still up there. We hear you.
Jared, my team, you didn't catch it earlier, is the Browns.
Oh, am I back?
We're all Cleveland and Mike the Marine's house. It's all Cleveland over here.
I don't know what happened. My power just went click.
Yeah. Look, Jared, I think Kenny Pickett and his small hands will be fine as long as, the offensive line can stay healthy and they can run the football. Listen, Nick, and the camera went off. It means he's eating wings.
No, I'm not eating wings. I'm not eating wings at all. No, it's not wing night. It's not wing night. Sandwich night.
Oh man, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, is that what it was? You had to take a bite of your sandwich. You didn't want to do it on camera, so you cut it off. So you take a bite of the sandwich, man.
Never stopped you, Coach.
Right. I just do it on air. Why not?
I mean, you got the drink in your cup. I don't know what that is, but boy, man, it's putting you under the illusions of grandeur. That's for sure. Talking about the Giants, you got cut off. I sure did, man. That's what it was. Coach got sick of me talking about his Giants. He cut me off, man. Dang, Coach.
No, man. Come on now.
You used to talk about my Eagles like a dog, but now that we got the dogs, you know what I mean? Got the dogs in the house, baby. Can't talk crazy about them no more.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
First of all, you even said yourself, this is some of the best drafting Howie's ever done.
I give it. Yes, I did.
And
The Eagles had a great draft. They did some good things for first time in quite some time. So
listen, I had to pinch myself to see if I was awake because I couldn't believe it. We got in Dean going all the way to the 3rd round. Unprecedented. I thought for sure he was going to be a first round guy. Like, I couldn't believe he dropped that low. Like, I wanted to know, did Howie like did somebody owe him some favors or something? And Howie just called him in because I mean it was the perfect draft, honestly, for the Eagles. It went better than expected. Eagles got Sammy, stop it, because if AJ Brown went to the Redskins, you'd be like, "Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl for the first time since Mariah Carey had a singing career."
Before the implants.
Before the implants.
Oh man.
So do we gotta say Dallas has got that division though, right? I mean, or is it that close?
No, I think it's really close. I do. Yeah. I
don't think Dallas got better. Sure.
I don't think Dallas got better. I really think Dez Bryant is going to be Dez Bryant. I'm sorry, Amari Cooper.
Call that man Dez Bryant.
I think that's going to be that's gonna hurt.
Oh
man. It is going to be
Terrell Owens in the Super Bowl then, huh?
That's right. Dez Bryant, yes.
Cowboys lost a lot. I mean,
they did.
They did. They've got some holes on their offensive line now. So I think if I was to put it, I think it's the Eagles and everybody else, because I really think the Giants could steal a game here or there, and that division is going to be competitive. Okay.
Anthony Price said he's drunk. he's drinking that tequila. Not tequila. Tequila. Yes, he is.
Tequila. Oh man, why it's the off season. Like Mike said earlier, everybody's undefeated right now. So we can have hope. You know, we can all have hope that our team is going to do good till they take the field and shit the bed. I mean, you know, but again, the Giants are rebuilding.
So your process of rebuilding, like I said, is to take a stick of dynamite.
We did not. But wait a second. No, because the general manager prior took a stick of dynamite. And now we have to really start from -6 instead of 0. We had to dig deeper down and clear everything out and start fresh.
Well, let's hope for your sake that Daniel Jones got to work this offseason and can run 100 yards without falling flat on his face due to a tiny gust of wind and the turf monster.
Jared's asking about the USFL. Have you guys actually watched one game of that?
I watched some of it yesterday. The helmet cam made me a little dizzy.
I haven't turned it on.
Because, the helmet cam, and here's the guy going like this the whole time trying to catch the football. And I was like, the whole, so your whole TV is kind of moving. But it's pretty cool to be able to, I like it because I like to hear the plays called. I like hearing all that, what they're talking about at the line and being all mic'd up. I enjoy that part of the game. Yeah. And those different camera angles are cool too, but I mean, it's more for me is listening to the verbiage and how they do that stuff. So
let's just be honest. It's cool on a Sunday in May and April to be watching football.
Yes.
Either way. Yeah. And it's not spring ball. Because I mean everybody likes spring ball, but
All right. So we have a minute left. Mike, you want to plug yourself? Plug anything? You want to give a shout out to anybody?
No, the only thing I want to say is we haven't talked any basketball, and this Golden State team looks like the Golden State team of old.
Yes, they do. They do. So, all right. Well, I appreciate Mike, Billy, as always. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Everyone, thanks for stopping by. We'll we'll definitely get on the air here shortly and keep you guys posted of what's coming on. Be safe, everyone. Enjoy the holidays coming up, and we'll talk to you guys soon.